Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this exclusive and private VIP broadcast. My name is Darren Little, and right now I'm in Maui, Hawaii. I'm on a little 1-month getaway here on a family retreat. And guys, have we got something special for you tonight? You know, I know there's a lot of people out there that are in the home-based business industry. They're either trying to make money online, either in the MLM industry, the network marketing industry, affiliate marketing. And probably the biggest frustration I think that people have is that they're told to go out and harass their friends and family. And there is a ridiculous amount of rejection that comes along with that whole process. And if you've been in the home-based business industry, I'm sure that you can attest that what I'm telling you is actually true. But I will tell you this, 95% of your success or failure in our particular industry, guys, is going to be right here in your head and what's going on in your thought process and whether you can master what's going on every single day with your self-talk. And it doesn't matter which one of the business models that you pick, whether it's the network marketing business model, whether it's an affiliate marketing business model, whether it's an online marketing business model, or whether it's e-commerce and drop shipping that you're going to be finding out about tonight. Now, guys, this story is very, very close to my heart because it has to do with my son, who's only 20 years old. He's actually going to university full-time. He's pursuing a degree in biology, a biology major. So he was looking for something that he could do on a very casual part-time basis, something that was going to be more automated, that wouldn't take up a lot of his sort of personal time because he was studying for exams. And if you've ever been in university and it comes up to that last little bit where you go into an exam situation, I'm sure you know what it's like for studying to be able to pass the exams. And the amount of results that he's been able to do with the Shopify drop shipping model with himself and his business partner, Kyle Russell, guys, in the last 18 days, they've done $1,370,000 in sales online. And the Shopify model, you're looking at over a 30% profit margin. And if you pull out your calculator and you do the math on that, you know, they're making more money in 18 days than a lot of people make in 5 or 6 years working in corporate America. So we're going to get a chance to hear from them tonight on tonight's broadcast. So we're going to first of all say, welcome to the call, Drayson. How are you? And his business partner, Kyle Russell. Welcome to the call, guys. Super, super excited for you guys, and standing ovation for this achievement. $1,370,000 in sales in 18 days, guys. Holy cow. Guys, if you're tuning in right now on this particular broadcast tonight, we're talking to two 20-year-old entrepreneurs that are completely crushing it on the internet, working on a part-time basis. Drayson right now is going into universities in his biology major. I know that Kyle actually does the Shopify drop shipping, and he has an agency that he works with as well. But guys, maybe you can first of all share with the audience here, how did you two end up meeting to form this partnership?
Awesome. So I can just start off. So when I first started dropshipping in August of 2018, I started building more of a personal brand, and I wanted to connect with other like-minded individuals. So I actually reached out to Kyle and I followed him, and we started talking about dropshipping, about e-commerce, and just about anything. And then after that, I reached out to him and we started working on some projects here and there. And we built, a pretty strong business relationship. I'd say pretty much a friendship because we met in person over the last 14 months. And that's how I see how we met. So through Instagram.
Through
Yeah.
Instagram. Excellent.
Yeah, I'd like to build on top of that. I mean, a lot of the relationships that I'm sure both of us have built, in the last, in the last 1 to 3 years that we've been doing this, has been all through social media, which is pretty incredible. A lot of people nowadays, the interaction face to face has become, a lot more difficult for a lot of people to do. So it's very easy through social media to find someone who's killing it, or who is, has the same goals and aspirations as you, and just be able to connect to them through social media and develop that relationship. And it's amazing, in today's day and age, you can even go into business with someone without even having met them. Yeah.
So let me I want to just for people to really understand this, because, in the millionaire mentoring that I do, we teach the power of social media to build relationships, to get the connection. So tell us a little bit about that. Like, Drayson, did you just say, "Hey, Kyle, what's up?" And then you said, "Hey, Drayson, what's going on?" And then you guys started some sort of a chat back and forth conversation. And then did you end up getting onto some sort of broadcast platform, whether it was Skype or Facebook Messenger phone, have a face-to-face conversation? Is that how the business relationship actually started?
Yeah, so at the time, I was doing my own stuff with drop shipping and e-commerce, and I'm sure Kyle was doing, his own stuff with his own stores. But ideally, yeah, that's how it worked. I just reached out to him because it's always great to connect with other people in your field, because you can never not learn enough, right? You're always learning. So reaching out to Kyle, who's done over 6 to 7 figures, last year, and trying to learn from him and try to acquire more skills, it benefits both of us, because at the time we would be exchanging value. And that's, Kyle, you want to add on to that?
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, most of these relationships are all based off of I give you this, you give me that relationship. I mean, most relationships in real life are some type of value exchange. So despite, me having done, let's say, more revenue than him at the time, we both had many skill sets to bring to the table. One of the biggest things he had was his relationship with suppliers. Being able to actually speak the native language to a lot of suppliers was a huge advantage that even to this day has been a huge contribution to this so far $1.4 million month. So it was a value exchange of multiple things that we were able to, again, bring to the table that has allowed us to be able to collaborate, thus far.
Fantastic. So, I know that a lot of people, I said this before I actually brought you guys out, that, a lot of people get into the home-based business industry. The majority of them, quite frankly, start on a part-time basis, but their vision, their goal is to be able to walk away from their full-time job, but they just don't have the time, the extra time, to be able to, do the networking or, step into a position of leadership. They may not have the personal development under their belt, or the leadership skills under their belt, or they may not feel confident on camera. They may not be in a situation where they can just, take their income like this right out of the gate. And a lot of them spin their wheels for quite a long time, because they're not what you would consider to be an extrovert. They're sort of more of an introvert type personality type. And that's really what kind of got me excited, because I know that there's different types of people, and some people are more introverted than extroverted. Is this something that you would say would really sort of be helpful to those type of people, because they're just, learning some things and they're working directly with their computer and they don't have to talk to anybody to make money? Is that true?
Yeah, it's 100% true. So when I first started, I was actually just like, when I first started college, I was a big introvert, right? I wouldn't want to talk to people. I didn't know how to talk to people at all. And I was just stuck in a room, right? So being able to learn this skill set, not being able to talk to people, to, build relationships, you don't really need that. All you have to do is you just focus and start practicing and developing a skill that you can leverage, and that skill will make you money, regardless if you're an introvert or if you're an extrovert.
Yeah. So, go ahead, Kyle.
So I would definitely agree with that. Most of what we do is essentially behind a computer screen. It's not much interaction between people face to face. It's you literally do not have to step foot outside of your house. It's just mostly if any meaningful relationship you have to develop, whether it's with your supplier, with your merchant processors, most of this stuff can be done virtually. So again, just building off on top of what Drayson said, regardless of whether you're introverted or extroverted. There's virtually no interaction you have to do with any people on a day-to-day basis. Most of it can be done from your home behind your laptop.
Fantastic. So Drayson, I know that this curve that you've gone through just literally over the last 90 days. I saw you at about $250,000 in a month, and then you went to a $50,000 day, and then $110,000 day, and now collectively between the two of you, you're at 1.4. Was it 1.4 million this month so far?
So right now we're about 1.43. But within the last 30 days, we're like almost 1.6.
1.6 million.
Since October-ish, we're about 1.6 million. In the beginning, it took some time, but right now we're scaling hard.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Kyle, because I know that you've got a little bit more, a few more years on Drayson with this particular model, but does somebody have to have like a huge amount of tech skills to be able to get off the ground or make a lot of money with this model?
Yeah, I think that's a common misconception when it comes to the dropshipping business model, is that you do need a lot of technical skills. People think they need a web development background, different things like that, when in reality you don't. The platform that we use is Shopify. There's many different website platforms you can use for e-commerce, like BigCommerce, Shopify, Wix. All of these platforms, essentially, their goal is to make it as easy as possible for the user to be able to create these websites, which for the most part is plug and play. When it comes to importing products, even launching advertisements, a lot of these things are plug and play. A lot of these things, it's very quick. The learning curve is usually pretty short because, again, you don't need to spend 4, 6, 8, 12 years worth of school to be able to know how to build a website on Shopify, to be able to know how to launch a somewhat successful marketing campaign, let's say with Facebook or Google. So the short answer to that question is no. You don't need that much technical skill in order to do it. But of course, you do need to put in the work to know how to efficiently be able to utilize some of these easy to use platforms.
Okay. Now, I talked about this a little bit earlier prior to bringing both of you guys out here tonight, because I know that, from my own experience of being an entrepreneur, probably the biggest and most important thing with anything that I've ever done, whether it's been venture capital, rolling out companies, hiring management teams, any type of leadership, or rolling out campaigns, I always tell my students that 95% is really right here in their head and mastering their mindset. Would you agree with that with this particular business model that you guys do, that mindset is really, really important for people?
Absolutely. I think that most of the challenges, in general with online business, especially when it comes to e-commerce, is what happens when something goes wrong, and it's understanding, not only how to solve that problem, but how to interpret it. Because some people can interpret it in a negative way and say, oh, this may have just ruined the momentum of my business. Other people can seek that as a learning opportunity, take advantage of it, and prevent that, not only take preventative measures from that happening in the future, but also understanding how to solve that problem later on. So it's definitely a huge mental game. And if you have that conquered, that's more than half the battle.
Fantastic. Well, guys, what I want to do right now is I'm going to sort of hand off the baton for you here. If you want to share your screen, dive down a little bit deeper about what exactly that you guys do, right? What are some of the problems that people may come into typically in the marketplace with Shopify? And then what are the things that they need to do to be able to have a successful business? And then what can you guys do to be able to help make sure that it can happen for them? So you want to just share your screen and I'll hand it off to you guys.
Awesome. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Cool. All right, we'll just get right into it. So like I said, my name's Drayson Little. I'm 20 years old and I'm currently a junior at the University of Las Vegas pursuing a biology major. I started a form of entrepreneurship as early as 12 years old. You know, I've always been a person to be like, hey, like, what if I started my own company? What if I started my own business? You know, that'd be cool, being able to manage my own company and have employees work with me. So the first business I started was actually, I decided to get these Xbox controllers because Xbox was super big back in the day. And I would take them apart, you know, spray paint them, and then try to resell them for a greater value. That ended up failing, but, you know, that's the whole point of entrepreneurship. You learn from your failures. And in high school, I wanted to make some form of money, whether it be passive or active income. So I reached out to my dad my junior year of high school, and I was like, hey, you know, how can I make an extra stream of income while being a full-time student? So he got me set up with affiliate marketing, and I loved it. You know, I was just talking to people and whatnot. But the thing is, it took a huge toll on my grades. I spent most of my time on Facebook talking to people, and I had to put that aside because at the time I didn't really have time management skills. So I didn't know what to prioritize. And then I recontinued, you know, I had the same thought my sophomore year of university. I just got my tonsil surgery and I was like, hey, you know, I have 3 weeks left before I start school. You know, what can I do to generate another source of income? So I kept getting hit by these courses, these advertising, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try Shopify dropshipping, and I started that last year of August, 2018, and since then I've generated over $2 million in Shopify dropshipping revenue. You know, that's insane. You know, at 19 to 20 years old, being able to even generate that much revenue online is insane. I've helped my students achieve 5+ figures a month, and even for them, you know, some of them are 17 years old and it goes up to 30 years old. But being able to learn a skill, leverage that skill, and make money off of it, like that's the best feeling ever. I built a 6-figure brand and I sold it. I've actually sold 2 stores. I sold them on these broker websites, which we'll go over later. And the most important thing that I would say I got through from Shopify dropshipping is I established valuable connections. Like, these connections there's no price to it. I've met people who are in the credit game, who are in the Amazon game, who are in the real estate game, and just being able to level yourself with like high leveled individuals, you know, it changes your whole perspective of life. You know, you're introduced to more opportunities, and it definitely helps you out when it comes to, you know, building your portfolio.
All right. So, hey guys, my name is Kyle Russell. I'm also 20 years old, and I actually started dropshipping a little bit over 3 years ago now. And since starting, I've actually generated over 5 million in Shopify dropshipping revenue. I have over 150, 200 students at this point that have collectively generated over $2 million, you know, which is just one of my most proudest accomplishments. I've helped my family stay afloat financially, which again, that's worth more to me than any money that I generate for myself, was being able to take care of my family. Actually, for almost 25 years, we grew up in one home, and the sentimental value we had within that home was just incredible. And we actually lost that because my family wasn't able to afford the mortgage. And that's when I knew I had to step up at bat and really help pitch in financially. And at the time, this was the most opportune business was actually Shopify dropshipping. Again, it was the perfect opportunity for me as a college student to get into this because I didn't have much capital up front, and I didn't even have that much time to pursue a specific business. I wasn't able to, be remote when it comes to things like real estate and be able to travel different locations, prospecting properties, things like that. I wasn't able to interact with a lot of people at the time because I had a very time demanding schedule. And so again, it was a great opportunity for me to dive in head first. I actually traveled for the first time ever. So imagine being 18 years old, never having stepped foot on an airplane before, to travel to any other, state, any other country. And at 18 years old, I was able to do that within 8 months of starting my first few dropshipping businesses. I generated a little bit of money after taking care of some bills that I had to take care of for my family. I was able to go visit one of my friends in California, actually, and at UC Berkeley, had a great time, but just the opportunity to be able to travel somewhere from the income that I generated from this was amazing for me at the time. And again, as Drayson mentioned before, what goes beyond just the revenue and the income that is generated from this business is the everlasting friendships and the everlasting business partners that you can, business relationships that you can develop just by, communicating with people, again, like-minded in similar industries and even in different industries through this business model.
Okay, cool. So I'm just going to go over the differences between a traditional businesses versus an online business. So as you can see on the left, here's a picture of a boutique bakery, right? So the thing is with traditional businesses, they're only open during certain parts of the day. So whether they be from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. or 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., they're limited to the amount of work that they can do, right? And the thing is with traditional businesses is that there's a huge overhead in inventory. So for example, in this case, a bakery, this bakery has, they make bread, right? And they have to either sell it or throw it away. But if they throw it away, then they lose money. So they have to keep pushing and selling, but they lose money from having this overhead in inventory. And on top of that, they have to hire people to work in their shop, right? The cashier, the baker, the janitor, the locksmith, like whatever, there's staffing cost. And the thing is with traditional businesses that it's limited geographic reach. So let's say you have a small business in Las Vegas. You're only going to be targeting, or you're only going to be able to reach those people in your area. You can't go beyond Las Vegas unless you open an e-commerce store online, right? And that I'll get into that. And you have to commute daily. On the right, online business, e-commerce business. The thing is with online business is that it is open 24 hours, 365 days a year. So when you're sleeping and you have your, whether it be your store, whether it be an affiliate program, whatever, online, it's open 24/7. You're going to be sleeping and someone in Australia or someone in United Kingdom is going to be awake and they're going to buy your stuff, right? You just made money in your sleep. There's virtually zero overhead besides your time. There's no staffing costs because you're your own boss, right? And the internet sells for you. The reach on an online business is incredible, right? You're reaching the world. If you're in the US, you reach people in Europe, in France, in UK, or even Canada, Alaska, Australia. You're pretty much reaching people all over the world, and you do not have to commute on a daily basis. So what is Shopify? Shopify is an e-commerce platform that allows anyone to set up an online store and sell their products. Shopify was actually founded in 2004, which I find really interesting because I didn't really know of it until like 2015. And Shopify currently powers more than 500,000 businesses across 175 countries. And I think Kylie Cosmetics, which is, it was the top 5 or top 10 Shopify stores, it's hosted on Shopify, right? Kylie Jenner is a billionaire. 1.2 million people are actively using Shopify as their commerce platform. And the total amount of revenue processed through Shopify in 2018 was about $1.07 billion. That's a lot of money just processed through one platform. Keep in mind, there's WooCommerce, there's Wix, There's other platforms like Shopify, but they process $1.07 billion on their platform. What's cool about Shopify is that Shopify offers a 14-day free trial. So if you decide, I'm going to create a store and it doesn't work out, you can just, take your card off and call it a day. You will not get charged. You have the 14 days to test it out. So what is dropshipping? Dropshipping is a method in which the retailer does not keep goods in stock. So here's an example of what dropshipping is. The customer goes to your store, buys a product from your store. Once they buy the product, you would send their information to the supplier. So let's say you find a product for $5, you list it for $15, you sell it for $15, you keep the $10, right? And you pay your supplier the $5, and the supplier would directly send the customer the item. Keep in mind, you do not touch the product. You have no inventory and you have no risk. So why is Shopify dropshipping so powerful or popular? You pick a product, roll out an advertising campaign, and start making money. There's no recruiting necessary. There's no harassing friends and family. You do not have to join and start pitching your friends and family on stuff that you're not even 100% comfortable with. There's no harassing at all. There's zero rejection. Some people get tired of rejection. You don't have to face it at all. There's no inventory needed to get started. You can start your own Shopify store without having the upfront cost of inventory, right? Why would you want to have inventory if you could just drop ship the products from China or from the US? You can work this business on a part-time basis. Like, look at me, right? I'm a full-time student in a biology major, right? I spend so much time studying, right? If I'm able to manage my businesses and stores with my schedule, I'm sure you'd be able to manage your business with your schedule. And you can make money without talking to a single person. Here's an example of what's possible. So my girlfriend and I and my business partner and a couple of friends, we went out to Miami for a 3 to 4 day vacation. It's really cold in Vegas, so we wanted to escape the heat or escape the cold and go to Miami because it's nice and warm. And while jet skiing, imagine making $110,220 passive, right? I'm on vacation and we made $110,000 or $110,220. That's unbelievable.
So if $110,000 in a single day wasn't impressive enough, let's take a look at $819,000 in revenue within 1 week. Again, this can be generated while we were on vacation. This was generated while we were on vacation. And that right there is actually a picture of me and my girlfriend celebrating my 20th birthday in Bali, Indonesia, which is unreal. So again, here's an example just of what's possible. This is just about $1.4 million in 18 days. This was generated with one product. This is a partner store that me and Drayson have been running for the last 2 months now. Just absolutely mind blowing. So some of the biggest challenges with Shopify dropshipping, as we mentioned before, mindset is by far the biggest thing that holds people back, right? Again, as we were talking before, when some people face challenges, that can be the determining factor of whether they quit or the determining factor of whether they persevere, overcome those challenges, and learn how to solve those problems. And the people that have to learn how to solve those problems and overcome those challenges are those that are going to be successful with any business, right? And again, most people who get into any type of online business are going to be expecting some form of instant results. Now, that's not the case with any business. You have to put in the time, you have to put in the hours. But if you have a sense of structure, you have things that you are following from other people who have been doing it for years that you can just piggyback off of, as well as, confirming certain systems and strategies, products, store structures with them. It's virtually the easiest way to make money with it in the long run. And most people don't have a mentor. They don't have that person, again, holding their hand through the process, there to ask questions when they need questions answered. So just again, some more challenges. Again, when it comes to Shopify dropshipping, even when people do have a mentor, they do have someone that can, they can ask questions. They're just not coachable, right? They refuse to take any constructive criticism. They may think that a product that they enjoy, that they're passionate about, is going to sell in a specific market, but they don't understand it as well as someone else, again, who's been doing it for years, where even if that person really likes that product, thinks it's going to sell, it doesn't necessarily mean that it actually will. And they also pick products that are very, very saturated, something they might be very passionate about, but something that hundreds of other people may have already tried to sell. So many people have been exposed to it before. We want to show you how to get into those unsaturated markets in which there's going to be a lot less competition and a lot more money to be made. So a lot of people don't understand how to test efficiently when it comes to Facebook ads, when it comes to a ton of different marketing platforms for that matter, or what key performance indicators to look out for when it comes to scaling those profitable, ads up, in a positive trajectory. There's going to be a ton of ad sets, a ton of campaigns, a ton of different, trial and error that you are going to have to go through in order to find what is working. And most people actually see, ad sets, ads, campaigns that lose money as a failure. But in reality, the quicker that you can overcome those failures and that you can take them and learn from it, right, and apply them to all of your future marketing campaigns, the quicker you will actually be able to succeed. Yep. So again, failed ad sets, that's just part of the process, right? The failure is where the most, that's where the most growth takes place. That's where you actually learn the greatest amount. And that's going to be most advantageous for you to, again, be able to scale these businesses in the long run.
So how to become successful with Shopify? So you have to pick the right product, right? When you sell a product, you don't want to sell what Kyle said is a saturated product. You're just increasing more barriers and putting more problems in front of your face. Why would you want to try to sell a product when 100,000 other people are trying to sell the same product? And when it comes to running Facebook ads, you're all competing for that spot. You're all bidding for a spot to put your ad on, right? And if you're all marketing the same product, there's only going to be like one or two winners. The rest are just going to lose their ass off. Product research is one of the most important factors that will either make you rich or keep you broke. So product research is super important because if you do not do the research and spend the time to do the research, you will lose money, period, right? You're not going to just magically find a product and be like, oh, okay, this is good, this is going to sell. And next thing you know, run an advertising campaign and make 5, 6, 7 figures. No. You have to spend the time, put in, factors and be like, okay, why is this product? Why will this product sell? What are the pros? What are the cons, and etc. Like we said, by the time you think a product is hot, it's already saturated. So you have to really spend time to do your research on that specific product before testing it. Research is super important, right? You'd rather research in the beginning than research later. And if you pick the wrong products or products that are oversaturated, the return on ad spend will not be worthwhile. So yes, when you spend money on ads, you will be learning, right? But why would you want to learn in a way where you already know you're going to throw money down the toilet and choose a product that won't sell? So when we first started, we learned the hard way. Learning anything, whether it be a course, whether it be a language, whether it be how to play basketball, you're going to fail, right? You're going to fail a ton. There's no way you're just going to be like, oh, I'm Michael Jordan at basketball, right? That guy took for many, many years of practice and he failed. Same thing when it comes to finding products. We lost thousands of dollars picking products that we thought would sell without knowing how to do proper research. So over time, you will develop a skill that will be able to be like, hey, this product will sell, this product has potential. But that all started off with consistently doing research on products. And we lost thousands of dollars on Facebook ads and maxed out multiple credit cards trying to figure it out. In fact, we lost over $35,000 before we figured it all out and started to make significant money. So right here is one of my students. His name's Jesus. He actually went from living off his credit cards and having $20,000 in debt to being able to pay off more than half of his debt in 5 weeks with our dropshipping mentoring. He was actually making more money from dropshipping per day than 1 week at his construction job. Here is another student of mine. Her name is Jenny. She struggled to get profitable results prior to joining our mentorship program. Jenny went from $100 in sales to $700 or more a day in sales within 2 weeks of joining. And she even said, the information that I received from Drayson has been more valuable than any other courses, mentors, and gurus that I've worked with in the past. And as you can see, she generated $16,415 in a 1 month time span. And another student of mine, his name is Christian Sawyer. So Christian actually was on the edge of just throwing in the towel and completely giving up on dropshipping. He tried multiple products. He bought multiple courses. He actually invested in a couple mentorships prior to me that didn't pay off. He said, Drayson, if this doesn't work, I'm just going to throw in the towel and just be done with dropshipping. After 2 weeks of mentoring, Christian was able to generate his first $1,000 day. If we can do it and our students can do it, so can you. The pictures below are more results of our students. $11,640 in 1 month, $4,300 in 1 day, and even $9,540 in 1 day. And we have more results here. $16,653 in 3 weeks, $32,000, $148 in 1 month, and $10,000 in 1 day.
So what is included in our mentorship program? You're essentially going to be learning and acquiring, those, again, the type of mindset that's needed going into this business model. That's going to include all of the problems that you're going to face, and we're going to be providing you with the solutions, because with every single problem that you can face within the e-commerce industry, we have faced it, and we have also been able to find a solution for it. We're going to be providing that to you so you don't have to go through it as bad as we did. We're going to be showing you a variety of different structures of Shopify stores that, again, are going to be leading to overflowing sales and profit. We're going to teach you how to find winning products and essentially turn them into six-figure businesses. You're going to be learning how we build profitable dropshipping stores with our tactical strategy that have been replicated time and time again by hundreds of people. And we're going to introduce you to all the different ways that you can market your product, right? If the product is half the battle, the marketing of that product efficiently is the other half of the battle. So we're going to show you how to identify winning products with our product testing strategies, what to look out for when it comes to the key performance indicators prior to actually scaling any of your ads, right? So that you can optimize your ads for purchase. Again, we're going to be showing you, again, those key performance indicators, which is something that not a lot of people know what to look out for prior to scaling. Most people think that even if you are not that profitable, you can just take what you currently have, spend more money, and make more money. But that is not how it works. We're going to be showing you the systems and strategies on how to optimize your backend so that it can actually support scaling. We're going to show you how to, again, take your profitable ads to the next level with our scaling strategies. Leverage other platforms and techniques to add additional source of revenue, because most of your actual profit is generated on the back end, not necessarily on the front end. And we're going to show you how to basically take your stores, take whatever they've made in profit and be able to sell it for about 4 to 5 times the entire duration of that store's profit, right, in one shot. And all of this, we're valuing at just under $6,000. But that's not all we're going to be including. So first, our first bonus is going to be our detailed Facebook ad strategies. Here's actually a screenshot of just one of our ad accounts in literally less than 2 weeks, where we spent $224,000 to have a return of over 450,000. This alone, when it comes to showing our advanced strategies to other people, we don't really like to do it too often because there's a lot of 7, 8, even 9-figure earners that use some of these strategies that we've had to pay a lot of money to learn from, that we've had to go through a lot of trial and error to learn ourselves. This alone we value at over $4,997. Now our second bonus is actually going to be handpicked, ready to go winning products for you. We're not only going to be providing you with winning products, but we're going to show you how to find these winning products, right? So I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with the quote, if you give a man a fish, right, you feed him for the day. Whereas if you teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. So we want to teach you how to find these products so you will understand how to have an endless amount of them, right? So that you don't have to just rely on the products we're giving you, but you can go ahead and find your own. You'll never have to struggle with that. That's something that we value at $2,997. Now, our third bonus, arguably one of the most beneficial things for you guys, is going to be the weekly live Q&A sessions. Now, this is where you're going to take the information that we give you, go ahead and apply it, and anywhere that you are struggling with the application process, you can come and ask us questions live once a week, every single week, right? When you're applying these things, again, you might have questions on if you're doing something right, and if you're following the set of structure, right, that we lay out for you. In case you think you're falling behind, maybe you may be going too ahead. This is where we're going to bring the entire group together and make sure everyone is on pace towards their goals. Now, this is again valued at $1,997. So our Dropshipping Mastery A to Z Lifetime Mentorship Program, plus all of our bonuses, is valued just under $16,000. Keep in mind, we personally lost over $35,000 before we were able to figure it all out. So realistically, even if you paid $10,000 to learn from our mistakes, you would still be saving a ton of money. The good news is that you don't have to pay $10,000 to learn all of our secrets, our systems, and our strategies. But if we charge you $5,000, you'd be getting the deal of a lifetime, right? In fact, if you paid $2,500, you'd be getting more knowledge than most mentors getting our results would ever give you for that price. The price of Dropshipping Mastery A to Z Lifetime Mentorship, when it rolls out to the marketplace, will be $1,997. But on today's broadcast, you won't even have to pay that. For the first 25 people, we're actually going to be releasing this for our early bird special for $897. Now, all of this content will be loaded on Sunday, December 22nd, and you'll have access to everything, including us as a direct resource to help you get to the next level when it comes to making a full-time income with Shopify dropshipping. So make sure you get in before the price increases. Again, we are limiting this to 25 people. So we highly recommend you get in there so you have access to 2 people who are just killing it in this industry, who have gone through everything when it comes to the failures, the successes, and we want to help you so that you don't have to go through all the failures that we've gone through, but so that you can experience all the successes that we have.
Take it away, Darren, Dad.
Fantastic, guys. Standing ovation. We got some people tuning in here. They're going, let me just show you what's going on here. We've got Angeline that's tuning in live from New York. We've got Rakeem tuning in here. We've got Melody from Texas. We've got a Facebook user. We've got Angeline, so excited. Somebody says, great job, guys. Another standing ovation. Awesome job. Melody's giving you the standing ovation. Rakeem with the boom. Let's go. Angeline with the whoop whoop. Yes, it's being recorded, Nicole. Absolutely. Another Facebook user gives you an amazing. Tuning in from South Africa. Okay. Angeline is so impressed. Fantastic. Okay, we've got Rakeem 24/7. Amazing. Okay, and excellent. Okay, guys, so here's the thing that I'm going to share with you is that when Drayson and Kyle roll this product out, it will be $1,997, okay? And I can tell you that when you're learning from the people that are already in momentum, they're at this month $1.4 million in the last 19 days, okay? $1.4 million. Now, this is important that people really get this concept, guys, because I want them to pull out their calculator right now and type in these numbers. So put your calculator and put 1,400,000 and then hit the times button. And guys, what is the profit margin roughly on average with this model? Give us an idea.
It's typically about 20 to 30%.
Yeah.
Between 20 and 30%. Because I know that Drayson, on a couple of stores that you've run out, it's actually been over 30%. So let's say even at a 25%, guys. So take 1.4 million, even at 25%. But I know that some of them, there's ranging there, but even at 25%, okay? Now, do the math on this, guys. Take 1.4 million and even times it by 25%, and see what the numbers start coming out at, okay? And this is staggering because we're talking about in less than 1 month, these guys are 20 years old. Imagine what could happen in your life, because a lot of people don't even make that working in 4 or 5 years in corporate America, guys. This is factual, okay? And what this is gonna allow you to do is to piggyback off of what they've already been able to do, so that you can learn the secrets and you don't have to go through the trial and error that they went through on the front end to be able to lose all that money that they lost, right? And I can tell you that from anything, if you don't have a mentor to actually say, oh, don't step there, don't step there, don't do that, right? Because they've already made the mistakes, okay? They've already made the mistakes. So Melody says that's $350,000, and that's actually US money. So in the event that you're over in Australia, maybe over in New Zealand, that's probably good, well over $500,000, I'm sure, with the conversion rates. Somebody else says $350,000. Guys, the average North American family only makes between $3,000 and $5,000 a month, okay? These guys made 350 grand or more within 20 days. 20 days at 20 years old. Guys, standing ovation. Standing ovation. Super, super proud of you guys. Phenomenal presentation. All I can tell you guys, if you're tuning in, you may be watching the replay later, throw your hat over the wall, click that link below, because they're only taking 25 people at that price, and then the price is going right back up to the regular launch, and then it's going to be into the marketplace. So you're going to have a little window, and once that price is done, the shopping cart's going to change, and there's not going to be any notice at all. So in the event that you want to totally change your life, in the event that you want to be able to work a business from a part-time basis from home and be able to not have to talk to anybody, not have to harass your friends and family, no rejection. In fact, you don't have to talk to anybody to be able to make money with this particular business model. Some Facebook user says, great price. Rakeem says, standing ovation. Angeline says, standing ovation. Guys, throw your hat over the wall. Click the link below in the event that you want to get into their Shopify dropshipping lifetime mastery called Dropshipping Mastery A to Z. You've got Drayson Little and you've got Kyle Russell, your two mentors to take you to the next level. Thank you for joining us on this exclusive and private VIP broadcast, and have a great day. Thanks, guys. Great job.
Thanks.
Thank you.